You want to state your name, your username and all that stuff, and also you want to talk about your military service a little bit?
Yeah, so everybody calls me Jolly. I'm Jolly Good Ginger online. 13-year Army veteran, Iraq, Afghanistan, and 9 of my 13 years overseas. So we came out here to protest military occupation in D.C.
And you said you've been out here so far for how long again?
This will be day 7.
And what got you interested in speaking out? I've seen a lot of your videos online. I've seen you debate people and stuff like that. But what was the initial impetus that got you into activism?
Grew up in the mountains, North Carolina, and I was raised very conservative. I mean, where I'm from, everybody votes MAGA, but of course MAGA wasn't what it was called then. And when I was about 14, 15, I really had my eyes open to just white supremacy and the fact that we were white supremacists. I began that kind of deconstruction journey, and I would talk to people in my community about the things that I was realizing, and then they would gaslight me like I was crazy, and it really just pissed me off. I'm like, no, I know how we are. I was here when we were doing it, you know what I mean? And so that kind of led into me just really questioning everything about how I was raised. I was raised a Christian, conservative, Republican guy, white supremacist. Joined the Army, got to see the world. Found out when I was about 20 I was homophobic, Started deconstructing that. Found out when I was 30 I was transphobic. So it's been a journey, but I first ever marched, my first time ever was about 2013 after George Zimmerman was acquitted. That really pissed me off. Like I was really, really, really fucking angry. And I heard about a group called Black Lives Matter that was walking downtown Charlotte, as a matter of fact. So I went and joined them. And I found I liked that. I liked the community of it all, like-minded people coming together, talking about solutions, talking about actions. That motivated me. So, from that day forward, I really wanted to use my voice as much as possible to speak out.
Yeah, I remember where I was when Zimmerman got acquitted, and my full name is Trevonn Caesar, but for a huge time I started going by my last name only because I was working one day. I was working at a movie theater, and I literally had my name tag on, I had my first name, and like a gentleman straight up looked at me and said, "That's an unfortunate name to have around this time." And it's like,
no, it's
I was,
right.
I'm like, this man said this to me.
Right.
And he just didn't battle. It was a joke to him. I knew from that moment on that like we have to do something.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And so I too have had my share of prejudices as time has gone on. I'm black. I come from a culture that is predominantly very full of misogyny, full of toxic masculinity, and I've had to unlearn a lot of things as I've developed. Even my time in the Marine Corps, I've had to unlearn a lot of things in order to be where I am today. And so I 100% agree with you. When you wake up to the injustice in the world around you, and you also accept the fact that you participated and also may have accepted, it kind of changes your perspective when it comes to doing this fight. You're coming from the position of I used to be part of the problem.
Part of my deconstruction, I guess, has been reflecting on how I learned it, and reflecting on why I believed it, and reflecting on why I so passionately defended it at times. And when I start realizing how we learn it, it occurs to me how we fix it, Honestly, when I first started speaking out, I didn't do it to be an activist or any of this. I just thought it would be simple. I thought like the same white people I grew up with, I can say, hey man, we're white supremacists because we XYZ. Did you know ABC? And then they say, no, that's not true. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't expect that. You can't gaslight me. Like, we were there together. And so, it just it kind of grew into me recognizing, oh my God, this is deeply ingrained in our culture. And then when I would listen to Malcolm X speak, Malcolm would talk about, how this society is really built and predicated on white supremacy. It really resonated with what I was seeing happen above my eyes. Like, I'm telling this white community this, they're saying no. You listen to Minister Louis Farrakhan speak, he talks about how it's all predicated. It really makes sense. And then I listen to white people speak, and they're just fucking tote the party line. And I started thinking, oh shit, like the black community, the black liberation leaders, they have it figured out. Like, they've got the answer. You don't got to reinvent the wheel. Can we just listen to them? And it starts getting frustrated. It becomes a sense of anger. I don't know, I also don't know how we got this far. Why can't we just fucking fix shit, you know what I mean? But look, we got MRAPs at Union Station and American soldiers on the streets for no reason. A country that's deeply divided. A guy just drove by a minute ago saying Trump for king. And the truth is, the simple truth is, The people don't want to hear it. This is a result of us never holding white supremacy accountable. It is the crux of all of our problems. You can't legislate it away. You can't, good faith it away. You have to undo it as systematically and as purposely as you did it. And even once we get rid of MAGA, because we'll win this war. There's too many of us, and there's not as many of them as they think they are. But if we get rid of MAGA and then we just fall back on the same Constitution, same systems and principles and policies of white supremacy that's upheld America, we're going to be here in 10 more years. America cannot sustain this secret love affair with white supremacy, and that is the only answer. And so that's the passion I come from is, I don't want to fight, dude. I'm 42. I got 5 kids at home, bro, and they miss their dad. And I would rather just be doing that. So at some point, we just have to fix it, dude. I don't want to be out here. I don't want to be in a spotlight. I don't want to be leading shit. I want to be home raising my fucking kids.
Same. I feel
so,
that.
I mean, the answer is right in front of our eyes. It's just whether or not we, the people, are going to stand the fuck up and do it, or we're going to roll the fuck over and let these motherfuckers win. That's where we are.
And I know you got like a lot of things you got to get to, so I want to ask you this final question. What's to all of our military members that are probably going to watch this soon? What's something you want to tell them, active duty veterans, whoever? What's the one thing you want to leave with them?
Like when you join the military, I don't think a lot of people. Well, I should say this. A lot of people join the military for different reasons. But no matter what your reason for joining, when you get in there, it becomes a family, it becomes a community. It becomes, you're given the Kool-Aid. Mm-hmm. You believe what you're doing. When I was in Iraq and Afghanistan, I believe we were fighting terrorists there so they wouldn't come here. You believe that. And we were good at what we did. I was great at my job. And the community I built was amazing. And I've made friends for life. But the hardest thing I ever had to deal with in my life as it pertains to the military was when I got out and I got off the Kool-Aid and I really paid attention. I realized I was duped. The great vision that we fought for and that we thought we were fighting for, that's a great vision. But our country is not that. And I think the real fight's now. And I think that all those great war fighters I was with, if we came together and fought for that actual vision that we thought we were fighting for. Iraq was an occupation. We never should have been there. Afghanistan was an occupation. We never should have been there. And realizing that's tough, realizing the friends you lost over there, all this, you got to fight all this and reconcile it in your head. So, it's important that as veterans, we don't stand on false principles and uphold a country that's not even really fighting for us back. All veterans know that veteran benefits are trash and VA is horrible and it's getting worse and this administration's taking it away. So I think that we all believed in a vision of America and it was never that, but I think that we can make it that. So let's come together. Let's put politics aside. This is an apolitical matter. You want to make America fucking great? Then America's got to change its ways.
It's up and down, not left and right, so. I 100% agree with that. Well, thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
For your time. Keep up the good fight.
Thank you.